Urban Crag Climbing Center is a rock gym located in Dayton, Ohio, with 8,000 feet of textured and sculpted vertical terrain ranging from 28 to 56 feet. For more info, go to urbancrag.com or call 937-224-CRAG. Welcome back to another week of the 937.
Hello.
We've missed you, and we thank you.
And now we're gonna kiss ya.
Yeah. Well, hey, check this out. I've got a thing.
Okay.
I got a beef with the media.
All right.
And lately in Dayton, it seems like every high schooler or near high schooler who is involved in some sort of incident with drugs or alcohol at school makes the front pages of the paper. Like, it's the apocalypse of humankind.
Right.
And
Our youth. Sorry, what about the children?
Yeah. And haven't we had, I mean, I'm certainly not advocating this, but haven't we had smoking in the boys' room?
For a long time. Yeah, it's not new.
And an individual case of some kid getting in trouble with something.
For a little bag of weed.
Or,
whatever.
Yeah, drinking a beer in the, I don't know, whatever it is.
Under the bleachers.
Is not a story of import for the entire populace.
It has no relevance to anybody.
Yes, other than the kid's family.
Right, and they already know what happened, so they don't need to read about it in the paper.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely like everyone. They're like just trying, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why does these individual acts by juveniles that they, kids do all kinds of stupid stuff.
They're kids.
All the time.
Yeah.
Because they're kids.
That's what they do.
It is not worthy of public consumption.
Right.
To see, why don't we just start reporting get kids from schools to do gossip rags.
Yeah.
Johnny's dating such and such.
That's hilarious.
And passing notes.
Yeah.
To Dina. Or, Jeff and Bobby are going to have a fight behind the playground after school.
Yeah.
Why not let that be the headline?
If they wanted to do a real story about kids getting in trouble at school, how about questioning why consequences are becoming so harsh for kids, becoming to jail sentences, things they do at school they might end up in front of a judge for, rather than just being punished in the old-fashioned way that you would at school. It's not call the cops on kids and give these insane harsh punishments. Not that we've had that issue in Dayton, but this is kind of a trend that's happening in the country, I think. And it's not news. These things aren't news, and these kids shouldn't be having these harsh penalties and whatnot.
And it's been shown statistically that minority students receive disproportionately larger percentages of suspensions for disciplinary problems.
Right. So
therefore causing sometimes academic snowballs.
Right. So do a story about that. That'd be great to have somebody investigate and really write a meaningful piece about that. It means nothing to me that some kid got caught with a bag of weed in his locker. I don't care.
I got drunk at the 8th grade dance.
Were you Were you in the paper?
Quite some time ago.
Were you?
No, I was not in the paper at all. We went in.
You missed
out. We thought we were slick because we got this guy's 19-year-old brother to buy us 40 ounces of Little Kings.
Oh yeah.
And we went over to some guy's house. He had a chain belt. We thought he was real cool. He had a chain belt.
Right.
And bought us beers. And we went out in the alley and had a chugging contest. It was the first time any of us had drank ever. We had planned this for days. We're gonna drink some beer before the dance, man. We're gonna be adults.
You should have gone to jail. No.
Well, yeah, I would have been on the front page of the Dayton Daily News.
You might have, yeah.
And maybe they'll use this clip and say, Sparks admits to 8th grade. But we got busted for it.
Public shame.
Yeah, we got busted for it because, of course, they all separate us and Mark Walters, he told all you.
Right. But yeah,
no, Mark got the beer.
No, but what you're talking about is basically the bottom line is, kids are being kids.
Yeah.
And give it a fucking rest. When we were in school, that wasn't this wasn't happening. You know, lots of kids had pot at school. Lots of kids drank beer under the bleachers at the football games or whatever, had parties.
Yeah, and
I mean, come on.
if it got out of control,
That's what teenagers do.
you addressed it.
Right.
It's not every time one of these incidents where kids are caught doing something.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, and kids aren't like constantly just getting
right,
ripped all the time.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we partied in high school, but it wasn't like it happened like on the weekends. You know, we were allowed to kind of get out a little bit. But it wasn't like we just like every day at school. We're just maybe some kids, were, I don't know. But you know, I was all clean and sober for school, and these whole and we had I remember a friend of ours in my class. Like was coming out of the bathroom one day and a big bottle of like Boone's fell out of her pocket. Totally busted. She got suspended.
There you go. It's easy.
But it wasn't in the newspaper.
Right.
Like,
Right.
It just like, no one would even imagined it to have been.
There's
like,
plenty of
a
news.
newsworthy like thing.
Right. There's plenty of real news. You don't need crap like that.
Oh yeah.
To put in a newspaper. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, anyway, on another subject, we have started an Indiegogo.com project, and our goal is to raise $3,000 for 100 reports of various Dayton City commissions and boards.
And board meetings, yeah.
Yes, and some of these commissions include like the Regional Transit Authority,
Port Authority
meetings, the Port Authority. What used to be Dayton Metropolitan Housing Authority, that's called Premier Management. They changed their name, like to try to be some kind of business.
Corporate.
Yeah, and you're the DMHA. There's nothing wrong with being DMHA.
Right.
But anyway, they have board meetings, and there's this whole list of board meetings, which we will provide you a link to down here. That none of the media in Dayton covers.
Right. And there's a lot of major decisions made, or relevant decisions made at a lot of these
meetings. And people
meetings.
making connections with other people, and we're not exposed to that whole side of influence making and peddling.
Right.
Not that I'm saying that anyone's
They're doing
inappropriate or whatever, but we just don't see it.
It's information that should be available for public consumption.
Yes, DATV doesn't cover the meetings. They don't have the resources beyond like the city commission, but they do have. I mean, and maybe it's a topic that needs to be talked about is the complexity of Dayton City's government with all these different boards.
Right.
But we would like to send reporters with cameras to report on the happenings at these board meetings, who voted for what and why, and interview some people and report back to you what is going on with the Port Authority. Who are the people who are involved? What kind of projects?
What are they doing?
What kind of money's going through there?
Yeah.
Who, what, when, where, and why kind of things.
Yeah.
And if you go to our link that I provided to Indiegogo.com, you can donate money. We've had $60 so far. Our goal by the new year, 2013, is $3,000. That's going to fund 100 reports, and we're also going to be giving some aspiring young journalists some opportunities to cover some of the guts of Dayton City government.
Yeah.
And these things cost money to do, people's time and money. But I think it would be a great public service. We ask you, if you can donate, please donate.
Yeah.
If you you can just share this link and say, hey, these guys are doing a great thing. Let's help fund this. I think we could probably do a year's worth of reports probably on about 100 of them. And if we don't do that many in a year, we'll save that money. And when we use that that $3,000, we're going to try to raise $3,000 more and fund it. I think we'll maybe hold a benefit concert sometime in the future. But right now we've got an Indiegogo.com campaign you can give to. And we would greatly appreciate it if you did. You can be totally anonymous as well when you give. So if you like what we do, but you don't want your bosses to find out that you're a secret DaytonInformer.com
We're cool with
fan,
that.
that's okay. We keep our sources close to our chest.
Yeah. Break free!